is going to be one of those days where I do a bit of this and a bit of that and a bit of everything. I'm going to be drumming this morning. I'm doing a cover of Tornado of Souls by Megadeth. It's me and Jeremy from Donkeys and Demos. And I've already done the bass part and the vocal part. The drums are already set up, so I'm going to head to the studio now and actually wire up all the mics, get signals going, and get ready to play. First stop today, the local guitar shop has just got Code drum heads in stock. I've been using Codes on the toms and I've been really impressed, and the snare head and the floor tom head on my kit are worn out, shall we say. So it's time to nip in, get those, be on the way, reskin those, get them tuned up, plug in the mics for the drum kit and go. Okay, so I got my Code heads. I got the Sterling 14mm. I also decided to get the resin head for the snare, the 3mm Code. What was that? The genetic 3mm, because that's super thin, which means I should get a proper crack off that snare, but not like a fake crack, a proper real crack. And we'll see how that sounds different when I tune them in a little while. The studio, let's get in, turn the lights on, get cracking. There's so much that I need to do. Here's a table in the control room that I need to put down. Doesn't have the right hardware, unfortunately, it's kind of broken. Like that, which could be a separate video. You guys, for today, here is the drum. Now I'm going to just put these Code drum heads down just for a minute. We've got this rather nice Pearl export kit, which already has on the rack toms some weird Gretsch kind of skin that ended up on here. I think it was a spare, because Remo skin here, which is gonna have to be a spare at this point, because now I've got nice new snare heads. Let's see. They'll probably not be quite. Quite a nice sound with that dampening ring, but let's see what putting a dot in the middle does to the sound. And then we've got the snare, which is tuned to D. And yes, I could tune that higher, and it's got a single move off. And the kick, which has another brand of skin on, which is just circumstance. I'll probably replace the Code. But that sounds like this. It's in a kind of a rock tuning. This kind of a pasty 101, a TRX, which I really quite like, 16-inch crash. 16, which again, I need to replace that. Zildjian ZBT ride, which washes too much for me, but it's literally what I've got to hand right now. And a nice big China. Beautiful. And we've got all these microphones that are i5 here, which has our bleed guard on it, our patent pending. Underneath, there's a couple of mics. There's a D112 there. There's going to be a couple of 41s, or if I can't find my second 41, probably a 57 on one of these toms. SM7 over here. There's a couple of ribbon stands. There's one that needs, yeah, they're both pointing down right now, so I just need to adjust the stand. Kick's going to have this SM91 inside it. No, it's a Beta 91A and a D6 on the port. So between them, that brings the boom, that brings the click. And we've even got an undersnare mic, which this time is an Audio-Technica omnidirectional mic, which means that it's not going to get too much in the way of proximity effect. Does mean it's going to have more bleed from the rest of the kit, but that might actually be quite a nice thing. We'll see! First things first, floor tom out and reskin it, then time to take out the snare and reskin that. Needs to be tuned up further. Alright, that's every microphone connected, all the way from the overhead SC5s to the hi-hats SM7, snare top and bottom. Couldn't find my other 421, so I've actually gone with another Sennheiser mic and took the windshield off it. It's one of the Evolutions, we'll see how that sounds. I've got a D112 on the kick, floor tom, got that under ride mic going on. And behind us we've got the SC ribbons in the room, capturing more of an ambient room sound to blend in and possibly crush to death with a compressor. So we'll see how that goes. At this rate I might not actually be able to do this. Today I might have to set up all the mics, there's also the cameras and lighting to set up. And I might have to do the tracking in the morning because I've got other things I need to do today. So, this is our XLR patch bay over here, and I've just patched in about 15 tracks for the drums. So now, I need to set all these up in Reaper. Now, how long is this going to take me? First things first, I need to, let's insert multiple tracks, number of tracks 15, drum 1. At end of project, click, boom, there's 15 tracks for me. Now I can set them to be input sequentially. Now that's not going to help because the way everything's doubled on my lovely desk, just to be a pain. So input sequentially 2 to 8, then I want 9 and 10 to be, it's actually 17, 18, then a stereo pair 19, 20, and a stereo pair of 21, 22. Cool, so I actually didn't need as many tracks as I thought I did, so I can get rid of some of the ones at the bottom. Cool, and then I'll just quickly name them. Kick in, kick out. Do the hokey cokey and you turn around. Snare top, snare bottom. Oh, I skipped one, that's why. Snare top, snare snart. tom 1, tom 2, tom 3. Oh, I deleted an extra track that I needed. So hi-hat, ride, overheads, and I need another track because I deleted one. User error, room mics. Get that going as that input that was 2122. Save. See, that's it. So now, seeing as though there's only one of me, I'm gonna have to make sure all my gains are roughly set. Make sure the phantom power is roughly set as well. Go and record a little clip without monitoring on. See if it clips to hell, and if it does, turn any relative gains down. Keep doing that until my relative gains look right. Then check how it sounds by playing a little bit back. It's going to be a bit of running backwards and forwards. Alright, so I got my kick mic there. This one's the inner. That's the inner kick mic, very metal. Then I've got the D6. Very fat and punchy. Then I've got my snare top, the i5. Nicely isolated with no work. The undersnare, which has quite a lot of kick in it, but I'm actually not bothered. Tom 1. Sounds fine. Tom 2. There's a lot of bleeding 421s. Then I've got the floor tom. Which does ring out a little bit, but I kind of like that. Then I've got my hi-hats. Then I've got the ride. The ride has loads of bleed, but I might actually keep that in as like a what people call a dong mic, or kind of an extra mic. Might keep that in for the quality. I like it. It does bring out the ride, but it also has a real nice thumpy click on the kick, so I might leave that in. Overheads. And my ribbons at the back. Which sound kind of huge, and then play it all together. And as far as an unprocessed kit goes, that sounds pretty damn good to me. So I'm probably going to check the tune-ins just before I start recording. But now I've got to set up the lights and the cameras, and probably then just go and run away and do the actual drum recording in the morning. Alright, so the drums are all now set up nicely, all plugged in. There's lights at the back so that we can see the kick drum skin as we do foot cam. That's one of the few things missing now is the GoPro. There's lots of this light. There's the Blackmagic camera, which is ready to go on this angle. There is the Blackmagic Pocket, which has a super wide lens on and is ready to go at this angle. I didn't want to get in any closer unless I actually had a second cameraman. I don't think Liam's going to be available. If he is, we can always switch that lens out. The only things that I'm missing now are headphones, which I can find in my bag. Where have I put my bag? Top of the stairs, maybe. Ah, my bag. Somewhere in the front of here should be. Ah, no. I moved them to my rack. It's my headphones attached to my wireless receiver, which I'm going to detach them from. They're the Sennheiser Pro 500s, and they've been really, really good. So I'm going to use them, and I'm going to use ear defenders over the top of them so that I can hear the click nice and clear. I can hear the drums nice and clear without going deaf. and not have pretty much any spillover at all. Okay, we are ready to go. And the irony is I now have to stop and leave. Don't have to pack it all up, I'm just going to unplug the lights, hit save on the computer and turn it off. But it means that tomorrow morning I can come in, do some stretches, because I realised doing this that my legs are really, really stiff, and have everything ready to go. Cameras are in place and in focus. The headphones, the Pro 500s, are ready next to my ear defenders. I've even got my trainers in the corner there so that I can not have to do it in shoes, as much as I like shoes. That's a bit much. And the funny thing that I didn't show you is that I'm using a backing track to play along to, just to keep time and keep where I am. And it's a MIDI file that I found on the internet of this song. Come on, there we go. You can actually see all the MIDI notes, and I'm using a horrible Microsoft Wavetable synth piping out through the headphones. And oh my word, it sounds terrible. Got it patched through SonarWorks at the moment. I'm just going to show you how it sounds. Not going to play too much for copyright reasons, but have a listen to this bit. Someone's programmed this and not really done it right. This is awful. I'm guessing that's just bad programming on someone's side, whether it's the original writer or whether it's the MIDI synth that's misinterpreting the notes, but sounds pretty rough. So, right, time to go and get a PA system that I'm going to fix as another part of my living. Then I'm going to go to the bar where I work, sort out the live sound there and get ready to open for the evening. Never stops!